Today we're going to be making homemade pretzels. And for our ingredients, we have 3¼ cups of bread flour, a cup of warm water heated to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. We have 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and 2¼ teaspoons of yeast, as well as 2 teaspoons of salt. So what we're going to do next is to melt our butter and then begin to add our ingredients. Now we're going to melt our butter to add that into our ingredients, and it's best to melt the butter because then it will mix with the ingredients very well, and it also adds some flavor and moisture to our pretzel mix. Now we're adding our water to our mixing bowl. And there's our 1 cup of water. And now we're adding our 3 tablespoons of butter that has been melted. We're going to be adding our 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Okay. And then next, we're adding in our 2 tablespoons of salt. And then we're going to mix that so that all the ingredients are incorporated. And these are wet, pretty much wet ingredients and a few dry. We always add our wet ingredients first. And then we always, the way I do it, I usually add the yeast last. Okay. There's everything mixed together. And now we're going to add our flour. And now we're adding in our yeast. Hope you can see that. Oops. There we go. There's our yeast added into the mixture. Oh yeah, these are going to be some good pretzels. Can't wait. Now turn my mixture on. Turn it on low and let it fully incorporate. Now here's our dough after we have kneaded it. And we're going to put this in a bowl and let it rise for about an hour. Or if you need to do it more, then, let it rise because it depends upon the temperature in your house or kitchen. Here is my dough after it has risen for about, I would say I let it rise for about an hour and a half because, like I said, my kitchen is a little cold. So this is the dough, and I put it in a warm place. And I'm getting ready to now divide it up to shape my pretzels. Okay, and so now I'm getting ready to shape my pretzels. And I usually roll them out till they're about 9 inches. And as you can see, oops, let me move this out. And you can make them as thick or small as you want. Might be a little longer than 9 inches, but you'll see. Okay. And then once I have it to the length that I want, I take it and I make it into like a, I don't know what you would call that. And then I fold it over and press it down. So that's 1 pretzel. Okay, I'll show you again. And I keep a damp cloth on my other dough here because you don't want it to dry out. So here's another one. And as you roll, you roll from the middle. And you see how I have my hands? I press and pull at the same time. So that's press and roll and pull. If you pull too hard, you'll tear your dough. So press and roll and pull. And I keep my hands flat, as you can see. Now this is how I do it. You might have a better way. Okay, I take it, fold it, and tie it down. Okay. Pretzel's dough looks like. Once it's risen, I let it sit for about 30 minutes after I shape them. And now I'm getting ready to place them in the bath for 30 seconds on each side. And you bring your baking soda bath water to a boil, and then I'm going to place the pretzel dough inside of this for at least 30 seconds on each side. They look like after I put them in the bath. And if they come out of shape or fall out of shape, you can always put them back together again. So now what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to put some egg wash on them, as well as sprinkle some salt, and then they'll be ready for the oven. And now I'm getting ready to put some butter on it. So what I do, I bake them for about 15 minutes, but say at about 9 to 10 minutes, I then open the oven up and I start to put some butter on it. Now that makes them softer. And so I just place a lot of butter on it, and then I'll put them back in the oven and just keep an eye on them, because like I said, it bakes for about 15 minutes, but you know, you can bake them for as long as you like, as long as they're brown. Okay. All right. And here are my finished product, my homemade pretzels. And as you can see, they came out pretty good.